So quiet. Okay, and I think we're live on YouTube. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Quiet.
got you.
All
Yeah.
right, all right. Well, thank you,
Okay,
thank
and I
you.
think we're live on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Can you all hear me?
I got to go ahead and mute that.
Yes.
See, what did I
Really?
tell you? It happened already. This is what I'm talking about. It's live. All right, well, everyone, I want to say my name is Wesley Todd Holliday. I am the co-CEO of Holiday Hoops and Arts. We are just excited to welcome everyone both on Zoom and live on YouTube. Hello, people, to our fifth episode of the HH&A live Q&A series. And tonight's a little different, right? Rather than having me and leadership tell you what Holiday Hoops and Arts means, we wanted the parents, the coaches, and the young people to tell you themselves, right? We call this tonight more than a team because what actually happens around the court, it's all about confidence, relationships, mentorship, belonging, and family. So that can all mean just as much as what happens on the court. So I'm joined by a lot of amazing people. I'm going to go really quickly onto the Zoom as people are like entering, but I'm joined by Coach Rashad Phillips. He makes sure to maybe say that he owns two sports management companies.
Right, that's
But
right.
two, just saying. All right, a busy man, volunteer coach, wonderful person. We have Maria Dixon, team mom. Hello. We
Hello.
have brand new coach, Coach Kels, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-CEO, Faith Holiday. We have Mateo as well, one of our star athletes. And then pretty soon we'll also have the daughter of Rashad, Khorus Phillips, join. So thank you all for being here. That's a very, very quick intro because we got a lot to talk about. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thanks.
having us.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
All right, so I'm gonna kick it off because it's dinner time. People gotta eat. We hungry. I get it. But I want to first start to get the parent perspective, and that's Maria. You already see her; she's branded in holiday hoops, ready to go and smiling. Maria, I just want to say for the record, we are so proud of your son, Marcus.
Oh,
He
thank
is
you.
he is our Student of the Year athlete
Thank you. Thank
coming up
you.
at the gala. We're going to honor him on October 16th. I believe that the award's really for you, right? Team Mom should get awards as well. But really, my first question to you, Maria, is what brought you to Holiday Hoops?
Basketball, obviously.
Back.
Yeah, Marcus has been playing basketball since he was two, actually with Mateo. They played on a 2-year-old YMCA little rec ball from 2 years old.
Yep.
And we were playing at a rec center, and someone told us about Coach Faith. Oh, there's a female coach. She teaches, and was talking her up. So I was like, oh, all right, let's go check it out. We went and met her in Ocoee one day, and the rest is history. The first day we met her, the teaching, the love that she portrayed on the court just to each of the kids was, yeah, amazing. She's tough on them, and I'm tough on my kids. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna like I'm gonna like this.
I love that.
Pretty much Coach Faith. You got me. You got me. You hook, line, and sink, whatever the heck the saying is.
Think, but it's fine. We're not going to quote you.
Yeah.
I love that, Maria, because you can see obviously Marcus has kind of risen to the challenge and a natural leader along with Mateo. We'll hear from later, but I really wonder from your perspective, like what is the biggest growth or change that you've seen in Marcus? Because he's been with us for a while now, right?
Yeah, it's we were about leaving. It was third grade to fourth grade, I believe. Yeah, he was going into the fourth grade. So the summer of third into fourth grade is when we started. And he probably couldn't dribble that ball. He wouldn't pass the ball.
Could he, Faith? Is that true?
Man, I ain't gonna put my man on blast, but
Phil.
listen, Marcus, from what you saw back then to what you see now is a complete 360
Definitely.
with a high ceiling for growth, right? Like she said, he couldn't make time, right? It was just like I was always like pushing him and yelling at him and giving him that heart tough love.
Yep.
And to see that he didn't quit on me, he's never pushed back on me. He used to hit the floor every game 3-4 times. I don't think he's hit the floor in like 2 years, right?
Yep.
So when you see those things in growth in his body, his height, everything changes. It's pure joy, right? But it shows a testament if you stick with something and you commit to something, progress happens, So
Now, for those of us that are more on the art side, sorry, dancer, can you clarify what hit the floor means? Sorry.
he would fall. He was always
he would fall.
Yeah.
I understand that. Okay.
Yeah, I think he was having growing pains, and I think that was his way of just like, but he would be on that floor. There wouldn't be a game that he wouldn't be on the floor multiple times. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, finding your body, right? Because developmentally, they're already growing up, whatever. But I feel like, or I sense that hoops gave them that body and confidence and awareness. Maria, last question for you before we talk to other people. What is something another parent might not understand about holiday hoops and arts until they experience it themselves?
The connection, the family. I had a parent tell me when we were at the travel team, a game somewhere, said to me, on other team, I was on another team, and I never spoke with the parents or connected with the parents, and my kid never really hung out with the kids. Just the connection and the family feel and the vibe, and it's a positive vibe. We are family. This is familia for true. So it's if you're looking for someplace to connect, if you're looking for someplace to have your child grow, this is the place. I've again been here for 5 years. It's yeah.
You just moved my heart. It's so hard to like keep this thing flowing because I just want to be in my emotions, but it's not about me. It's about us. Thank you, Maria.
Yes.
All right, the man of the moment, Coach Rashad Phillips. And Rashad, I always tip my hat to you because you just always continually give from the heart and continually go above and beyond what's expected. But I must say that this brand new news where you and Coach O and Faith are taking this 9th grade girls team to the Elite 40 this year. Come on, man. Let's a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So my hat's off to you. So, you came to us, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, if that. So what were you looking for in a program or a community for your daughter, Khorus? Are you on mute, Rashad?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on mute, buddy.
There we go. I'm still technically challenged. I'm a 70s baby. You gotta work with me. Work with me.
I am.
Yeah. I really appreciate that introduction. For me, I think I'm going on year 3 now with my daughter. It's been great. It's been a great experience to be a part of Holiday Hoops and Arts. It's been great people. It's been just a fantastic ride so far. I look forward to what the future holds. But just to get started, it really, again, it's funny. She says that she's not a good recruiter. She says this, but she's a great recruiter. She always say, I don't know how to recruit. And I'm like, you do know how to recruit because you recruited my daughter and you recruited me.
It's
So
natural.
yeah, and then listening to Maria's story, it's like again another recruiting story, and it's I don't want to be a broken record here about Faith, but she recruited my daughter at a middle school game. We were playing a Koei at a middle school game, and she was like standing behind the bench looking like a college coach. And she was kind of like working the room. And I'm like, I'm sitting back watching her. She don't know that I'm watching her work the whole gym, and she's waving at everybody and everybody knows who she is. So I'm like, oh, I like this. And you can see that she had a basketball presence and aura about her. And she comes up to me after the game and she's like, I like the number 3. That's your daughter. I could tell that's your daughter. I'm like, how do you know? She's like, because I could see how you were coaching her. You wasn't coaching her like a regular dad from the stands. It was like coach terminology. So I knew you weren't just a normal parent. So we kind of went there and she said, I got a team. I would love for her to come out for my team. And the first thing I told her, no, she can't. She can't come out for your team because she's not ready. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, I
she's not.
remember the story. You told Faith that your daughter was not ready. Wow.
So I was like, she's not ready. She can't shoot 3-pointers. And Faith
Hey,
was
I'm
like,
sorry, Rashad. No, 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 no. Okay. Sorry. I asked this man, he said she not ready. Okay. I say, what you mean she not ready? I mean, I'm looking at her. She dribbling, she moving well. He says, well, she can't shoot a step back 3. I'm sorry. I gotta say that.
What's a step
Because
back
it
3?
made because the only thing that came to my mind was, who are you? Like, where is your mind? Because to say something like that, it wasn't just my kid can't score, it was very specific. It was detail oriented, and it was like, and I don't know who he is at this time, but I'm like, who says stuff like that? Like, he has to know more. And I'm sorry to interrupt, but go ahead.
so I told her that, and from then on, um, I said, you know what, I'll give it a try. And she said, well, I would love for you to be a part of it. And it was crazy is that almost like Faith could see the future because I was
Yeah.
like, well, she kind of like offered me a job on the spot, like come on over here with me and learn. She told me to learn from her. And I said, that's fine. I'll come over and learn from you. And I got to watch how she worked a couple practices and it kind of just we just made an agreement to just build from there. And from that day now to today, she's like a little sister to me. And we've been able to build this great synergy and help build this sisterhood with our girls. And she has been just a blessing for my daughter. Because sometimes as a dad, I got to step away.
Yeah.
As a parent, I got to get out of there and allow other people to nurture her.
Yes.
And Faith has done a good job of doing that. That's why I was almost late to this episode today because Faith had my daughter in the gym shooting. So she's doing a really good job of that.
Finally, right? She finally know how to do the what you call a 3-point something, whatever.
Step back
Uh,
3-pointer.
hey, best shooter in the country. Okay.
Yeah.
And her class, top notch. And
See?
it's funny because I know we're going to transition to Mateo, but on the boys' side, this is our top shooter on the boys' side. So
Isn't that amazing?
I don't know how that came about, but these are my 2 best shooters in the program, and has taken our program for the girls' side. She just got a Division 1 offer as going into her freshman year. So
Congrats.
it's just, a great connection. She's worked hard. Don't put it all on me, but they
Yep.
work hard. These kids do work hard.
It's pretty obvious. Rashad, one more question, and this one's I think a little bit harder to ask you because I think what are the girls? They're like 70 and
73 and
3.
7. 73 and 7.
So it's kind of like hard, but um it's about wins and losses. And I think
Sure.
because you all win so much, and have an incredible track record,
Yeah.
where have you seen like their confidence and
Mhm.
accountability and the belonging develop even when they don't win? Like those moments of loss,
Yeah.
how does that translate?
I think that the reason it's kind of strange, but I feel like we learn more from the losses than we learn from the winning.
I didn't pay you to say that. Thank you.
Um, So when we lose, like we don't lose a lot. We lose like twice a summer, maybe two times, three times a summer. And when we lose, we kind of use those moments to build on, to work to get to. It's not about it's not about perfection for us. It's about the standard of doing something the right way over and over and over again. Because when you do that, you increase the probability of your success.
Mm.
So if you work on your if you work on your repetition, if you rep it out, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So that's why our girls have had so much success, because they're very self-driven. Um, Me, Faith, and Coach O have been able to instill in them this self-accountability. Also, this um, knowing how to carry out instruction. We kind of shape our kids to be adults, to be successful adults. And when I talk about success, I think a lot of times people associate success with money, and I don't. I associate success with how you move about on a daily basis. And we try to prepare our kids to be successful people
Yeah, that's the point.
because sports is really just a metaphor for life. And it gives us the vehicle to be able to use sports as an analogy to push them forward through life. So there's going to be times on your job where you're going to take a loss. But how do you go to work the next day after you take a loss?
Put your head up.
Yeah, and you get better. So we've been able to do that with our girls. We've done that 73 times. And we've learned from those seven losses have made us, we've never lost back-to-back games. So that lets you know that we'll lose, we'll get ourselves together, and then we'll win. We never lose back-to-back games because we know how to prepare ourselves from that loss. That's why you don't see a lot of losses on our record.
Oof, couldn't have said any better. Thank you, Rashad.
You're welcome.
All right. Moving on. Brand new coach, Markel, Kels. I just call you
Markel,
Coach Kels.
Markel. That's why they call
Markel,
me Kels.
Kels, right? It's
Yes,
much
sir.
easier.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing
It is
great.
it is nice to have you. You're bringing a lot of new energy. I think your expertise is like even beyond the court in conditioning and training and skill building, which this generation does lack. So I think that expertise is so needed and it's really going to push hoops to the next level. So thank you for being here with us tonight.
No, I appreciate it. I'm very excited for the opportunity.
So you know, I want to look externally with my question with you because you're newer to the family, but you're still family. Um, I think as a coach, I'd like to know from your perspective what stands out to you about the environment, right? Because we talk about the conditions of success, and there are a lot of things that are just against us in life, especially as
Yeah.
people of color. So when you think about the environment around these young people, what do they need most in order to grow?
I think, first and foremost, I want to piggyback on Rashard and Maria on just how much of an asset Faith is. And I know a lot of the time she likes to downplay like her role and what she does. And I tell her because one time and just getting back on cue with the question, she was telling me she was on the conversation and her mom was asking her, "Hey, how do you coach or what do you do as a coach at Evans?" And she called her back. She was talking to her. She was like, "Well, I don't really do nothing." And I was like, I'm beside her when she said it. I said, "That's a bold-faced lie." I was like, "You're the only person I know that when we're going through certain circumstances and situations, she's very good at one." When we're at Evans, and this is how I met Faith. When anything goes wrong or when we're trying to address a player, usually me and my coach, we're very hard and very demanding. But Faith is the first one to pull him aside and be like, "Hey, listen, this is what they're telling you to do," and in a nurturing manner, where she's really try to get the player to, yeah, they're coming down on you hard, but this is what the vision is. This is what they want you to see. And I think for our demographic and what is being introduced into our environment and the culture, first and foremost of what Holiday Hoops represents, that's what's needed. You know what I'm saying? Like having someone that's going to care about you and give you an alignment of what the vision is further than what basketball is. And when I'm with Faith and I sit down, we have conversations. Um, it's that mindset of having someone that thinks about how they can not only take the program to the next level, but take that individual child and grow them not only on the basketball court, but grow them as young men, young women. And I think that for the most part, there's a lot of programs that they focus on the basketball aspect of it.
Mhm.
And I think for this individual program, it's more so how can we character build? How can we pour into you as a person? What are we doing to help you align with your goals, what it is that you're trying to do with basketball? But outside of your goals, how do you identify yourself outside as a basketball player? Because you're more than a basketball player. And I think Faith does a really good job of tapping into almost every kid, even myself. Sometimes she gives me a lot of encouragement and a lot of feedback of like, Kels, this is something that you can do. This is the lane that you should be stepping into. I see other people do this and I know that you can do this. And so I think, for the most part, it's just tapping into what that nurturing environment of helping all these kids, helping, us as coaches, and even sometimes parents, like Rashad said, sometimes there's times where he's leaving and he needs someone that's going to look over or oversee his daughter, and making sure that you putting that kid in the right hands and trusting. That's the hard part. You know what I'm saying? Trusting, having someone that you truly trust as not only a mentor but as a coach. Like I could leave my child with Holiday. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things that makes this program extremely unique.
Thank you for saying that, Kels, and so eloquently. As you were speaking, I was thinking about because we did a basketball academy about 2 years ago, and I've been asking Faith for almost 2 years. We got to bring it back. We got to bring it back. She's like, I know how to do it. I want to do a skills, a hoops and skills training. So I was thinking about how you and Faith partnered together to bring that back under Holiday Hoops this past summer.
For sure.
I'm curious to know from your experience this past summer working and training, like and building
Yeah.
our kids over the summer. What was a moment from the training that you were watching our kids and was like, oh, this is different?
I would say probably, me and Holiday are super demanding, so there's probably a little bit more so me trying to tap into this new element, and having girls and mixing that with the guys. So I try to watch what I say, and I think a little bit more so of Holiday knows where I'm about to go with this one. There was one time where for her, one of the kids, and this is funny because the story actually deals with Marcus, but she was asking Marcus, hey, Markel's about to give a demonstration. Everybody be quiet. Make sure we're locking in. We're listening. So, Marcus proceeds to go on outside and, still talking to the boys on the side, like, woo, woo. And I look and I snap. And in my mind, the coaching mind is like, yo, she just told you to do this and to be disciplined and be locked in. And this is someone who's going out of their way because they believe in you. They trust you. They're looking at you and they see the potential. They see what you have and what you can do. And yet and still, and I'm one of those old school coaches. I'm young, but I'm about that old school. So I'm just the respect. The respect has got to be there. And one of the things I'm huge on when Holiday said that was just like I'm looking at him. I'm saying, listen, man, if she's telling you to do something and she's got you out here just based on your potential and what it is that you could possibly do, don't come out here and waste our time. Like, let's be about business. Come in here and lock in and let's be focused. And one of the things that I had to, pull Holiday aside and I said, I hope I didn't even cross the boundary. And she's like, nah, dog, this is you. This is what you do. This is how we get down. This is how we rock. And she was just like, she looked at me and she's like, but Kels, it's bigger than basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, and one of the biggest things that I had to face this last month, and Holiday was there for me when it happened, but I had a scare with my mom, and my mom had blood clots, and so for me, hearing Maria's story and seeing how she's bounced back and how she's overcome one of the things that we were talking about on the side is that's one of the things that he's got to understand when he comes here. His mom's sacrificing. His mom's doing X, Y, and Z to make sure that he comes not only to training, not only to practices for basketball, football, but she's doing everything she can to make sure that he has just a chance to make it. And that's one of the things that I feel like, it stood out for me as, as we're going in and we're pouring into these kids. Sometimes as a coach, you do so much, demand, demand, demand. And sometimes you forget to tell the kid the why. Why am
Yeah.
I so hard on you? Why am I demanding this from you? And I feel like for us, we're both empaths, so we're so tapped into the the why and why we're pushing you and why we're yelling at you because we want you to get there and because we see the sacrifices that your parents are doing and the things that they're giving to you, and we don't want you to take that for granted. We want you to elevate, we want you to push, we want you to reach your potential. So that's one of the things that kind of stood out for me for throughout the course of the summer.
Whew. I'm trying to hold back tears because it's so true and it's so powerful hearing you talk about that and blessings and prayers to your mother. But just knowing what a dear friend Maria is to the organization and hearing you talk about that, witnessing what her reaction, but also thinking about our founders. We have our founders, Judy and Wesley Senior here on Zoom, and they always they wanted it 25 years ago to be more than basketball. So to have that still be something that comes through 25 years later, that was the founder's vision. And hearing you talk about it in real time today, it's so powerful. So
Sure.
thank you for joining our family.
Thank
All
you.
right. The youth have been patiently waiting. So I want to see I know Mateo is here. Is Khorus able to jump on a bit? I can start with Mateo. Mateo, can you hear us?
Yeah,
Mateo, welcome, man. It's so good to see you. How you doing?
good. How about you?
I'm great. Well, Mateo is, like Faith already said it, one of our star shooters, along with Marcus on the eighth grade boys team, and Khorus will join a little bit. Khorus is on our ninth grade girls team. But Mateo, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite thing about being a part of Holiday Hoops?
Hmm. There's like a lot of good things to say about it. So I would probably say like just like being a part of the team, like it's like very welcoming. So when I like just came in, Holiday Hoops probably like in fourth grade, I was like really nervous because I didn't like know anyone else except for like Marcus. So I feel like just like everyone was like very welcoming and stuff like that.
I love that. Mateo, what is one memory that still makes you laugh or smile?
Hold on, Mateo,
Oh,
and tell him because I let you shoot when I let you shoot. That's why he like it. Tell him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I let it. Mateo got set plays for him. Okay.
I see. Okay. We're building plays around Mateo. I love that. All right, so back to the question. Thank you, co-CEO. Mateo, what is one memory that still makes you laugh or smile about holiday hoops?
Hmm. This is hard. I can't really think right now.
You want to think about it and
But
come back to it?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then come back to it when you're ready. Is
All right.
Chorus on? Of course. Okay. Hey, Chorus.
Hi.
It's been so long. You growing up. I love it. I love it. Okay. Let me go ahead and stay focused. All right. So, what is something that you have learned that through basketball that you have used outside of basketball?
Probably like my communication skills. I mean, talking on the basketball court is a big part of basketball, and I feel like that's definitely shown up outside of basketball with, speaking up in class or just talking to my friends. I know, just little stuff like that.
That's not so little. I think that that's a big, big lesson to learn. Um, so Chorus, if a friend wanted to know what holiday hoops was like, what would you tell them?
Hmm. I would probably say that this whole program is like one big family. I feel like everyone's there for each other. When we lose together. When we win together. I just feel like it's just a very, very good program. I know, stuff like that.
Thank you. I did not pay you to say that, but it is a very good program. Just saying. All right, Mateo, are you there? Do you think
Yeah.
about what you want to say? All right,
Mhm.
shoot.
Probably like my favorite memory, and like probably one that I would like laugh about is that what you guys were talking about earlier, like when like Marcus wouldn't make the sprints, and like when he wouldn't make it, we would like run extra and stuff like that.
And that's funny
So,
to you?
mhm.
That didn't hurt? Going
No,
back and forth? Or you
no,
liked it?
because it would help me. So,
Okay. All right.
And
It's a good memory.
I want to piggyback on what he says though, because I'm appreciative of that comment, because I try to tell the kids, don't use punishment as a punishment. Use it as a way to get better. So if you have to do extra sprints, use it as a way to get faster, make time, beat someone that's on the side of you that's always winning. So we tell them to do push-ups. They get, don't be mad because you got to do push-ups. You're getting stronger in the process of doing push-ups. So even in discipline, or what they would call punishment, you're getting better in the punishment. I think we had a moment today with Khorus, and it was so funny. But she took the challenge immediately. I was like, we're gonna do deep six. Kels, I put in a deep six today. And the
Uh-oh.
first thing she did was look at me, and she said, "What is that?" I said, "You got to make 6 sprints in 36 seconds." She looked at me like, "What?" I said, "Baby, it's high school basketball. This is high
Mm-hmm.
school basketball." And her reaction was, "Okay." It
Wow.
wasn't like, I don't want to. It was like, I just had to tell her why we're doing it. Like you said, explain,
It's the
why
why.
does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we running this and this? Because this is another level of basketball. And when you get to college, they're going to ask you to probably make it in 8 seconds, down and back. And you're going to remember in ninth grade, I've done this. I've been through this pressure. So, when kids and we punish kids, I always give them the reason why. And I
Yeah.
always tell them, it's not my fault that we're doing extra sprints. It's not my fault that you're doing this. This is a result of you not making time, or you're not making your shots, or you're not making your goal. So when you say that it's more than basketball, this is what we mean. I think a lot of people don't know, but hoops mean helping others obtain personal success. And I think they think it's just hoop, put the ball in the hoop. No, through basketball, we're going to help each individual obtain personal success. So for these two youngins, and like I said, Mateo's been with me since the 4th grade. Khorus has been with us since the 7th grade. It's going on a 3 to 4 year stint, and I appreciate you guys, and I want to give you your flowers right now, because it's not easy playing for me. Everybody's saying a lot of great things. Everybody's saying that Faith is great, but when they between those 4 lines, I'm a whole nother beast. I'm a
Like your
whole nother
dad,
person.
like the founder,
You
like your
know,
daddy.
so to hear you guys say this as one of our top players on both teams, it means a lot to me, and it just means I need to push you a little bit harder and keep going. So thank you.
Real quick, can I share a Mateo story?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. My first encounter with Mateo. So Mateo came to scrimmage. I think at that time, Holiday was at our 4th grade team, my fourth
Yeah.
grade team that I had.
that was.
And so he comes in the gym, and I think he might have hit 2 or 3 threes against our 4th graders. And I'm over there like, hey, make that joker put the ball on the floor. Make him dribble. Make him, all he's doing is shooting. And so Faith goes, she looks, that was probably candid how I said it, Faith. So I'm not going to say how I said it. But Faith looked at me, she said, I'm glad you said that, because I've been trying to tell his dad that he need to start dribbling and get that ball, put that ball on the floor, because he got to be a playmaker and not just a shot maker. And so that was my first encounter and my first story that makes me smile every time I see Mateo, because that's the first thing I think about when I see him.
And Kels, he put the ball on the floor. Now tell him, Mateo, we got the video. So it just
Oh,
shows
he
the
dribbling?
growth.
Okay,
Oh, he can put the
okay,
ball on the
okay.
floor now. He can put the ball on the floor.
You
He
play
ain't got to
making now,
worry.
Mateo?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I like to hear.
All right, one more question from Mateo and Khorus. Either one of you can go first, but now it's whatever you want to say. What do you wish adults understood about what kids actually want or need from a team?
Wait, can you say that again? The last
I
part?
know it's a big question, so I'll try it again. What do you wish adults understood about what kids actually need from them, from you?
I think kids just want to be heard and seen. And I know that we all want to win and stuff like that, but having a coach that sees you for who you are and makes you want to keep going is definitely, it impacts the game 100%. But like I said, just being seen and heard. Just a
Seen and
little.
heard. I see you, Khorus, and I hear you. Thank you for that. Mateo.
Um, I'd probably say that like sometimes we just like don't get it immediately. So like we gotta like take time to like develop stuff like that.
So patience,
Mhm.
some time. Well, thank you both. I think I'm gonna just do one more, maybe two more questions, and then we'll see what people online want to ask. But thank you, Khorus, and thank you, Mateo. But I actually want to give our co-CEO, and you've kind of said this, but I really want to ask the question again. Um, from the coaching side, because you're both the co-CEO and also our operations director and our coaching director, what do you hope that every child will gain from being a part of Holiday Hoops and Arts?
Success. And it's not the money, it's not the fame, it's success in your own way. And whatever we want to give you confidence to know that you can do it, whatever it might be. I want to let you know that I got your back no matter what. And if you step out in the world and you was to call me, you need me for something, I'm going to make sure that I connect you with whoever that needs to be connected with. I just want them to be successful and whatever success they want. I don't want to tell them that they're going to be a basketball star. If they don't want to play basketball, cool. But if you want to play basketball right now, okay, let's get it done. Let's have some fun. Let's hoop through high school. It's going to make high school, it's going to get, some kids something they have to love to get through stuff. And I know for me, the only thing that made me graduate college and go back to school is because I want to be a college coach. It wasn't because I wanted to go to school and I just knew I wanted to be a college coach. And to be a college coach, you need a degree. So it was something that had to push me to want more. So if basketball is what pushes you to get your good grades, to stay focused, to stay out of trouble, let's do it. And if you want to sing, if you want to do arts now, that's why we run the arts program in, because everybody doesn't play basketball, right? I think having someone like Rashad, we might have kids that might want to go into management, right? They might not be basketball players. They might get to a level and stop. So now we have another resource for these kids to show them, hey, you can do this also. You can be a sports manager. You can be an agent. You can dial into that realm of things and not just remove yourself far from sports. So for me, I just want to see them happy, like happy. I got a kid, and I just got to say this. I just was on Instagram. You know how they say, this person? And this kid, I'm going to shout him out. His name is Chris Collins. And he was the first kid. It was a white boy. He had that long hair. Didn't even look like a basketball player. Not at all. And I saw him at the court at Blanchard. And I was just like, hey, man, I'm starting a basketball team. You want to play? And he was like, sure. And he played basketball with me. He ended up playing football, but I just saw him. He just got his master's degree and he's working for NASA.
I love it.
And he texts me and he says, Coach, if you would have never got me off that court, who knows where I would have been. So the kid didn't play. He played some basketball. Then I got him at University High School. He played some football. And this man just got his master and he's working for NASA. That's what I mean by success. So I don't have to be necessarily attached to the hip. You don't have to say my name. You don't have to say you went through Holiday Hoops. I don't care about that stuff. Just long as you in this world and you being productive and you giving back, So for me, that's what it is.
That's beautiful. And I was thinking back because, arts is, and we'll talk about arts a little bit towards the end, but arts has always apparently been in the mind of our founders. When I was speaking to Wesley Sr. about 3 years ago, we were thinking about arts and a name for the arts, and it just came amplifying and refining talents. And I think that sometimes we think that talent is for the stage, but you can be talented in math. You can be talented in working with people. You can be talented in science, right? Like it's that marriage of the helping obtain personal success and amplifying and refining talents that defines why we are more than basketball, right? That's the whole ecosystem. So I love that. Hey, I could talk and talk forever. I'm not going to do that. I know it's dinner time. People are hungry. Got to make some money moves. Anybody on Zoom want to ask any questions of our panelists or me or Faith? Don't be shy. Just come off mute if you want to, and I'm seeing some stuff on YouTube, so I'll just shout it out. We got some love from Sachi. Congratulations, Marcus, she says, and Maria definitely deserves the award. We got Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. She's laughing. Um, Said that you have a great heart, Faith. Oh, and got Sachi again and more. Okay. What does ART stand for? Amplifying and refining talents, and HOOP stands for helping others obtain personal success.
I got one more question, and then we
Go
can get
ahead.
off of here. And I actually
ahead.
want to, I'm Rashad, I'm gonna put you on the spot because I do want your wisdom and this whole thing when it comes to we're all trying to push our kids, right? As to be the best, no matter what. I don't care what nobody say. You can sit here and say, I just want no, everybody wants the best for their kids, their partners, or whatever. How is it coaching your daughter, and how do you separate the basketball and her being great with her just being a great daughter? Like, how do you, and I'm kind of putting you on blast because she's sitting right next to you. She looked just like you, Rashad. Jesus.
Just like you. Doppelganger.
That's your baby.
Yeah, I think for me, establishing that father-daughter relationship before she ever picked up a basketball. Once you establish that, I think the rest of it is easy. She is she has like one of my best friends. So, her being not just my daughter, but one of my best friends has helped us, um, help me coach her in basketball because I understand um, her needs, I understand her strengths, I understand her weaknesses, and that gives me the ability to step in and outside of that box. Um, During the game, even over the years, I've learned that I don't really I don't really yell as I used to with her because it's like now I can read her body language. I can say something to her at the tone I'm speaking at now in a big game and get the same results if I was yelling at her. Because I think we've developed that mutual respect for each other. She's earned my respect as a basketball player with her work. So I don't feel like I have to push her towards her dreams anymore. All I have to do now is help her get there. A couple years ago, I had to push her, but I don't have to push her anymore. So that makes it a little easier for me as a dad. Like it's always basketball for us, even when we walk through the door, because we both love it. We both love sports, so it's not forced. It's something that's been organically ingrained in her. It's in her blood to naturally love the sport, and so that makes it fun. And it makes it challenging, but she's responded to all my challenges thus far, and I feel like she will moving forward. She'll continue to do that. She already has a Division I offer um, at this age, and I just feel like she's going to have more because she does the work. She does the work.
Discipline. There you
Hey,
go.
Faith.
She does it.
Faith. This question is for Faith. Can you tell me your father, how your father got you into basketball?
Like the same thing. It was literally Allen Iverson, and I'm not even gonna lie. My dad is a Philly fan. He's always been a Philly fan, and it was just me sitting there watching the game with him, and just he would always say to me, he just talked so normal. It was never was like him being a coach, he never treated me like I was a player of his. He's just always respected me as a player and let me kind of flow and do my own thing. But he used to teach me so easily and say, look, watching the NBA, it's just about spacing. The game is so easy. Just a pick and roll here. And, you just got to hit a shot here. It's just, he would just say these things. I'm just sitting there, not even thinking about coaching, not even thinking about basketball and that sort. But I remember sitting with him, watching the games and forming that love for Allen Iverson through him. But he just made basketball seem so easy. It seems so simple. And a lot of people ask me all the time, like, what did you play college basketball? And I'm like, I didn't. It's like, you didn't? Like, how do you know all this stuff? I just go back to being a young girl. And, at that age when you're young, that's where they feed you and everything just sits with you and just sticks in your head. And it's just, it comes so naturally. But I think because as a youngin, I don't even think he was doing it purposely. He just was talking basketball. And I was just listening. And I never thought about being a basketball coach. But when I go back to it and I think about all the stuff he would say to me, it just comes out naturally. And I think one thing I do wish is that I would have seen him play. And I think, Khorus, being able to watch your father play in hoop and see it in real time has to be special, because I heard a lot about my father, but back then, he went to Bethune-Cookman, not a lot of money, didn't have a lot of footage, but people tell me I'm just like him, like as far as coaching wise and how my demeanor is. And I would just embrace that, enjoy that. Because it really does something to you when you can go back and say, oh, my dad did this. My dad was top 10 scoring leader at Bethune-Cookman. It's in the paper. My dad I am chasing him going to states. My dad been to states 8 times. He's won it, I believe, 3 or 4. And I'm chasing that because I admire my father. Like, we're like the yin and the yang. So that relationship between you guys, I really understand it, because that's just like how me and my father worked. The only difference was I couldn't shoot like Khorus. God darn.
That's the only difference.
I can't do that. I can't do that. But like I said, it was the joys of just sitting there watching him and watch him coach and just learning naturally, I would say.
I love that. Well, you all are getting a lot of love on YouTube. We got Heather, the other, yay, Sonari, the other athlete of the year. She's writing, "My family and I am so thankful to be a part of something so amazing." Thank you, Heather, for the love. We got Lakita, our alum honoree for the gala. Yes, giving kudos for all the questions and the stories. And then we got Lee on the board, Influencer Lee, saying this is amazing, just wow. So a lot of love on YouTube. Hey, any last comments before I close us out? It's a great conversation, but Mateo, Khorus, anything? Kels, Maria?
Wait, I just gotta say that I have to go real quick
Yeah.
because I have to finish studying.
See? Discipline. Discipline. Get out of here. Bye, Mateo.
Yeah, she got
Bye,
homework
guys. Have a
too.
good day.
Bye, Khorus.
And I just want to say before we go, I just want to say I thank all of you guys. I appreciate you guys for even making the time to do this for me. Me and Westley, and you guys, everybody that's here is a major part of Holiday Hoops. And I'm looking for the growth. I'm looking for the success. I can't wait for Rashad and Kels to officially meet, because you have triggered him to flip, because he's a boys coach like me. He comes to me, he says, this new 7th and 8th grade team, I want him. He's like, I see something. I like what he's doing, and he sees the future. So you got somebody to flip from that boys side and come over here to these girls,
Rashad, you motivated me, my guy. You
you
motivated me. I'm excited.
Well, I'm
Hey,
gonna
So
go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead,
glad you're on
Rashad.
this side. I'm glad you're on this side. It's really gratifying. Because the girls, when we first started with them, we were literally local. We were a local team, and now we're a national team. Yeah, we went from being local to national
Oh,
um, in
in
two
3 years.
years.
In two
Yeah,
years.
two.
Two.
We went from being local to national in 2 years, meaning that we're respected all across the country. With Holiday Hoops is respected across the country. That the Elite 40 commissioner calls me and Faith and invites us. There's a waiting list to play in the Elite 40. You have to get in line and you have to get in the back of the line and wait
Uh-huh.
to get called. They called us and said, we have to have your team playing on this big stage. So that right there, I mean,
Wow.
that's not normal. That doesn't normally happen for a local team. We haven't went out and recruited players. We have taken the players right in our neighborhoods, organically developed them, and we've turned them into a national brand. And the best is yet to come because it's just the beginning.
For sure.
There's more. There's more.
I believe that.
I
All right,
believe
I'm gonna close this out. But Maria, any final words? Kels, any final words? And I'll close us out and let everybody go.
Thank you for honoring my son. Thank you for having faith in him. Thank you for holding him accountable and staying on his butt. I appreciate it. I see the growth in him. I see the maturity in him. Kels, I know you made him run that day when you yelled at him. I laughed because yes, I was like, give him some more. So thank you guys for being my village for my son. I appreciate you guys wholeheartedly.
Mm. Thank you. Kels, anything to say,
We
newbie?
want to say, one, Maria, thank you for allowing us to be a part of your village.
Yes.
And for me, it's I know this is a new phase that I'm stepping into, and I'm excited, one, for the new elevation that all this is, just how Holiday Hoops is going to be elevated, and the vision for it. And Rashard, you putting in the time, you developing and taking this what was a seventh grade team, now a ninth grade team, to having national notoriety. And I'm just excited about being a part of it. Me and Faith have tried to figure out ways to try to get this done over the course of like 2-3 years of our friendship and growing. So I'm excited about what's to come. And I know there's a lot of stuff that we've got that we haven't dropped yet. And listen, for what's to come, those who don't know, you about to find out. That's all I got to say for now.
Yeah,
What a
for
great
sure.
segue. What a great segue. Well, Holiday Hoops and Arts is basketball, it's arts, it's health, it's life skills, but at the center are our young people, our families, our coaches, and relationships. If you want to learn more about us, please go to our website, look at our impact page for all the stats, and we got to change it because there's a lot more stats to come, but go to our impact page, holidayhoops.org. We have hoops basketball tryouts for boys and girls this weekend. So if you're in Orlando, Maitland Presbyterian Gym in Orlando, Sunday, August 30th and Sunday, September 6th, plus our arts Pilot 2 happening at Inez Patricia School of Dance on Sunday, September 13th. And as we celebrate 25 years, there's a big fancy gala happening on Friday, October 16th in West Palm Beach at the Manatee Lagoon. And we're going to celebrate and have a good time. But again, all this information can be found on holidayhoops.org and all of our social media channels. Thank you all. God bless. Be safe. Be well. And continue to be a family more than a team. Good night.
Thank you so much, Todd. Thank y'all.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
Night.
one.
Have a good
Bye.